From emotes that would literally make you invisible to cancel dances that never made it to the shop, today we're looking at 25 banned Fortnite emotes. When Fortnite added Tony Stark, they gave him a built-in emote to switch styles in-game, but what no one expected was for this to become one of the most broken emotes of all time. If you check out this emote in-game, it may look normal at first, but in Chapter 2 Season 4, if you use this emote after changing into henchman clothes, it would turn you completely invisible. Because of this, Fortnite had to disable it, and although it's patched now, we'll always remember this emote for being completely game-breaking. But it's not the only emote that turned players invisible, because when Fortnite added Neymar Jr., they gave him a built-in emote to switch styles. But then, Fortnite found one of the most broken glitches ever, because when players tried using this emote, just like the Iron Man emote, it turned them invisible. Because of that, Fortnite had no choice but to disable it until it could be fixed. Another emote Fortnite had to disable is Burn Bright. This emote was a free reward to show off your rank in game, and it was actually a cool concept. But for a short time, this emote had to be banned from Fortnite. This one wouldn't turn your outfit invisible. Instead, it would crash your whole game. For obvious reasons, Fortnite had to ban it until they could patch the crashing issue. But the next emote was removed for being too controversial, Peaceful Hips. Fortnite just banned this emote, and the reason why may shock you. Because when Fortnite added the recent Peacemaker crossover, they also added an emote called Peaceful Hips, and it seemed normal at first. But after an insane reveal in the Peacemaker show, this emote brought some controversy, as some speculated the dance may be resembling a hateful symbol. Fortnite addressed the issue by removing it in-game, then saying, "We're disabling the Peaceful Hips emote in Fortnite as we inquire into our partner's creative intentions in this collab emote. Assuming it's not coming back, we'll issue refunds in the next few days. Sorry folks." Players thought the emote may be gone forever, but then Fortnite gave an update clarifying that the emote didn't have anything to do with the current storyline, but they'll be changing the emote in the next update. At least those emotes got to release at all, because the Trouble's Coming emote never even made it to the game. This emote was added to the files during the Lawless season, and judging by the way it drops bullets, it was probably meant to go with Outlaw Midas. But for whatever reason, it was completely missing from the Battle Pass, and to this day, it's never been released. Whether it was scrapped, delayed, or just forgotten, nobody really knows, but at this point, it might never come out. Another emote that still hasn't been released is Ominous Orb. This emote looks like it should have went with September's crew skin Augury. When this set leaked, players were hyped, but when they went to claim their monthly crew rewards, the emote was nowhere to be found. But still, it probably has a better chance of releasing than the next emote, Shave the Date. This would have been the New Year's emote for 2024, but it never ended up being added. And considering we're now coming up on 2026, unless Fortnite remakes it and changes the year, it wouldn't make any sense to release it. It's not the only time Fortnite has made an item exclusive to New Year's, because next we have Out with the Old. This was the New Year's emote for 2021, but because the dates no longer line up, it wouldn't make any sense to bring it back to the shop. That said, it was only available for 4 days, and it hasn't been seen in over 1,730 days, making it one of the rarest emotes in the game. But it's not as rare as Zombie Shambles. No one knows why Zombie Shambles has been gone for so long, but what makes it one of the rarest emotes in Fortnite is the fact that it was only available for 24 hours. It's not clear why it hasn't returned. It's not an exclusive, so technically it could come back at any time, but for whatever reason, it hasn't been seen in over 1,785 days. But the next emote was pulled from the item shop just 1 hour after coming back. Tidy. This emote had been missing since Chapter 1 Season 7, but one day, it finally came back to the shop, and players were hyped to see it back. But just 1 hour later, yup, it was removed. We didn't get any updates about Tidy after this, but in Fortnite Remix, Epic swapped out the Boogie Bombs for the Double G Bombs, changing the dance to Tidy. Of course, this led everyone to think that Tidy was gonna make a comeback for Fortnite Remix, but over a year later, and it still hasn't, leading many to believe it's gone forever. The day after Tidy came back for an hour, the same thing happened with Rambunctious, added to the shop just to be removed. No one knows why this happened, especially 2 days in a row, and while many have speculated that it could be because the dance is similar to a dance Will Smith did in Fresh Prince, this hasn't been confirmed by Fortnite, so who knows why this emote has seemingly been banned from coming back. You may already know that the default dance had a third song in OG Fortnite that was removed because it sounded really similar to the song Faith by George Michael, but what if I told you there was actually a fourth song for the default dance? This one was a part of Save the World, but it was actually removed before Battle Royale even released.
Oh, I am a soldier. That's right, I got guns and bullets. Yeah, good to fight. Booyah!
Okay, yeah, I can see why Fortnite removed this one. But the next OG emote was banned for being completely toxic. Take the L. This was one of the most iconic emotes in Fortnite history, known for taunting opponents. But in Chapter 5, Fortnite introduced the C confrontational emote setting, giving players the option to censor some emotes that are considered toxic. This means that if you hit Take the L, your opponent may not even see it. But it's not the only emote Fortnite added to this setting, because it also included Laugh It Up. I can't lie, this is one of the most annoying emotes in the game, but it's also one of the most memorable, so it was kind of a letdown to see it get censored. But it's not the only time Epic had to censor an emote, because Fortnite recently put out a patch to stop certain emotes from being used together. While on their face, emotes like Eagle and Bring It Around may not be that inappropriate, but combined with other emotes, they can be a little sus. Because of this, Fortnite has banned some of these emotes from being used together, and honestly, I can't even blame them. It's not the only emote that launched broken, because when Fortnite introduced jam loops, it caused one of the craziest glitches ever. This bug was hilarious, but also kind of overpowered. If you used a drum jam loop, your opponent would see you stuck mid-performance, while on your screen, you look completely normal. And because of that, it actually made you way harder to hit, basically giving you an unintentional advantage. Because of this, Fortnite had to step in fast and temporarily ban all jam loops until they fixed it. Another emote Fortnite had to fix was caffeinated, because before adding Sabrina Carpenter as a skin in game, they added her song Espresso as an icon emote, but fans quickly noticed something was wrong. The song was super sped up and didn't sound like the original, and after a ton of complaints from fans, Fortnite actually listened and fixed the emote in game. While the original is probably gone forever, I think most can agree it was for the best. It's not the only icon emote Fortnite messed up, because for years, players wanted to see a Juice WRLD crossover in Fortnite, and during the remix season, it finally happened. Players rushed to the shop to pick up the bundle, and in the web store, it showcased the Lucid Dreams emote, but after purchasing it, it was nowhere to be found. Instead, it was replaced with the Lucid Dreams jam track. Turns out, this emote wasn't even added to the game quite yet, so to make up for it, Fortnite gave it to players who purchased the bundle before it was fixed. But the next icon emotes have been gone for almost 2,000 days. Rage and Headbanger were part of the Travis Scott collab. Rage was a free reward during the Astronomical event, while Headbanger was sold in the shop for just 300 V-Bucks. But ever since the collab ended, both these emotes have completely disappeared. And with Travis Scott now being one of the rarest and most wanted skins in Fortnite, it's no surprise these emotes haven't returned either. At this point, no one knows if they'll ever come back. But one emote we know is never coming back is Kiss the Cup. This one was released during the World Cup all the way back in 2019, and it was only in the shop for 48 hours. Since then, it's been over 2,250 days without a return, making Kiss the Cup one of the rarest emotes in Fortnite history. And because it was tied to a once-in-a-lifetime event, it's pretty much gone forever. But the next two emotes weren't tied to a tournament, they were tied to a live event, Welcome and Go Home. These emotes dropped for a limited time during the end event in Season X, alongside the Paradigm outfit. While the Paradigm skin was accidentally brought back in Chapter 5, these emotes never came back, making them a rare part of Fortnite history. But next, we have an emote that was originally sold in the shop, but has now become somewhat exclusive. It's complicated. This one used to come back to the shop all the time, but it's been gone for nearly 1500 days. Now, the only way you can unlock this emote is by buying special edition Fortnite Nintendo Switch earbuds, making it one of the rarest emotes in the game. But the next emote may be banned over its controversial lyrics. I'm talking about Stuck. This emote was only in the shop for 48 hours, and it never returned. Many have speculated the reason it never came back could be because a lot of players misheard the lyrics, but that hasn't been confirmed by Fortnite. Whatever the reason, Stuck has been missing for years, and it's become one of the rarest icon emotes. But the next emote is one of Fortnite's first ever collabs, Hot Mirage. This emote was added as a crossover to promote Ralph Breaks the Internet, and it was put in the item shop for completely free. But since then, it's never come back, and it's now been over 2,500 days since it was last available, leading many to think it may be gone forever. Another emote that may be gone forever is Fresh. This was one of the most popular emotes back in Chapter 1, and it returned all the time, but out of nowhere, it just stopped. Some speculate it was due to its similarity to the Carlton dance. Although that's not confirmed by Epic, it's never been brought back, leading many to believe it's been banned from ever returning. Because it's now been over 2,300 days, if you own Fresh, you're flexing one of the most OG emotes in the game. But that was 25 banned emotes in Fortnite, and if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like the one on screen now, and I'll see you there.